All right, folks, well, welcome back to part 2 of my little mini series here, hiking the Slippery Rock Gorge Trail within McConnells Mill State Park. We're actually hiking about 7 miles here on the beautiful North Country Trail. So in order not to make this video 40 minutes long, just because there's so much to see, this is going to be part 2. So last week we headed on down to Hell's Hollow waterfall, which was awesome. It was raging. We hiked into a cave and seen some awesome vistas, viewpoints, a hemlock forest, as well as a birch forest. So today we are going to be heading to our final destination, to Breakneck Falls. It's around 11:30. As I said in part 1, daylight is not our friend this time of year. It's Groundhog's Day, so we gotta pick up the pace. This is an out and back trail. The guide says 6.2 one way and 6.2 back, even though I read quite a few reports on all trails that said it's a bit longer than that. So take a look at some of the surrounding landscape. I believe that is Slippery Rock Creek down below us, and we will be heading down there in just a couple minutes. But yeah, welcome back, Maksim Outdoors, part 2 here at McConnells Mill. So let's get going. Well, you got some views of Slippery Rock Creek down below us, a few hundred feet, and I was just moseying on down the trail and happened to notice this what I believe is geocache underneath a rock. Hopefully it's a geocache. Hopefully it doesn't blow my arm off. But yeah, let's take a peek inside this. Find these every once in a while. I think the last one I seen was out in Promised Land State Park. It's a granola bar and some other random stuff, as you can see. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to sign this or anything, but just wanted to show you. Sometimes you run into these on the trail, and you should always put it back as you find it. So another cool little find out on the North Country Trail here at McConnells Mill. So I'm not really sure how far we've gone. Feels like we've done a solid 3 miles so far. Who knows? But yeah, we're gonna continue on here. Well, it looks like our descent down to Slippery Rock Creek is about to begin. Did run into 3 other folks so far on the trail today, so it does get some use. It's Friday though, so I'm sure if you come out here on Saturday or Sunday, you'll see more, but still, you know, not bad. I talked a little bit about it in part 1 about the history, the ancient history here at McConnells Mill back millions of years ago. I believe it was during the last ice age. A massive lake formed just north of here, and it was an ice dam that created this lake. So fast forward a couple thousand years, maybe a million years, that ice dam slowly started to melt away. And what happens when a dam breaks? Well, all that water was released. And when I say water, I mean like the size of one of the Great Lakes was suddenly just let loose. And all that water actually came right through this valley here, carrying, you know, rocks and boulders the size of small houses, like little pebbles throughout this area. So we'll see some views of those the further we get into McConnells Mill here. But kind of a interesting history, and if you're curious a little bit more about the local and more recent history of McConnells Mill, you can watch my video I did here a couple years ago. I talk about the old mill as well as the covered bridge, so you can go back and check that out. But yeah, gorgeous day. The rain's holding off for the first time in a long time for me, and we're just heading on through these beautiful hemlock forests here just off of the side of Slippery Rock Creek. So let's keep going. All right, well, our descent on down to Slippery Rock Creek has been accomplished here, and we are at a bit of a confluence. Nice little side stream rushing down, cool little cascade waterfall there in the distance that we'll be going and checking out. Yeah, here we are. Made it to Slippery Rock Creek. Absolutely gorgeous. Some more little cascades up the stream there. And yeah, we're gonna be heading right back up the hill. You can see the blazes, but figured I would stop and show you the views here at the base before we start climbing up again. Pretty cool. So all right, well, I try to kick it into high gear, but it seems like every corner and every bend I go around here on this trail, it's just cascade after waterfall. It's hard not just to take your good old time and enjoy this trail as you go, but I am on a little bit of a time constraint. I got a little bit of a late start today, started the trail around 9, and I told myself I won't go further in this direction after 1 o'clock. So it's around 11:30 right now. We're gonna try and make it to Breakneck Falls, but if we don't, we don't, unfortunately, but we'll see how we go. All right, well, sometimes I do screw up. It doesn't happen often, but that sign back there, as I showed you, said that Eckerd Bridge is in 4.2 miles. So if I'm gonna make it there, I'm probably gonna have to hike out in the dark, which I'm not gonna do. So I told myself I would hike until around 1 p.m. today. It's 12, so we're gonna push on here, kick it into high gear and see what we can see. I might go a little further than 1 p.m., but I definitely don't want to be out here hiking in the dark. So yeah, I screwed up a little bit. I got a late start to the day, didn't get on trail until 9, and then showed you Hell's Hollow, but it is what it is. It's still a gorgeous trail. We'll just have to come back, that's all. But we'll see how far I can get in an hour here. So let's get going. Well, just a few things here. I don't know how well you can see it, but up on the hillside there is a nice sized waterfall coming down. And then as we pan to the right here, I was wrong once again, but I know I was saying earlier that we are looking at Slippery Rock Creek, but I believe that was actually Hell's Run once again. So Hell's Run empties into Slippery Rock, and what we're looking at now is actually Slippery Rock Creek. So we're gonna hike on, and in just a few minutes we'll be arriving in an area known as Walnut Flats. So yeah, check out that waterfall up there, pretty cool. As you can see, the sun has finally showed its face today, just as I walk up to one of the bigger waterfalls that we've seen today. This one goes all the way up the hillside. Hard to see, but it goes way up there. Check that out. Whew, definitely broke a sweat, but we're getting there. I don't know how far we'll make it today. I think I'm gonna try to go till 2, but as you can see, that sun isn't too far away from setting on the other side of this hillside here. So you gotta be careful. You gotta make sure we're not out here when it's pitch black, but let's see what happens. Well, here we are. Now we can say we have officially made it down to Slippery Rock Creek. This is definitely the right Slippery Rock Creek this time. And it is surging right now. Probably one of the highest I've ever seen it. Like I said, I've been up here 20 to 30 times and it's just ripping right now. But yeah, I think we're either in or just about to be in an area known as Walnut Flats, and back to the history of the area, back when that ice age lake let loose. Those giant boulders like the one I'm standing on were just flung down here after that dam broke, and this area was carved out, and it is what it is today. So thanks to that giant inland lake, we wouldn't have had this if it wasn't for that. So we're gonna keep heading on. I think it's around 12:30 right now. Feeling pretty good, and yeah, let's see if we can make it to Eckerd Bridge. Like I said, if not, we'll just have to come back another time. So let's keep going. Alrighty folks, well, just another view of beautiful Slippery Rock Creek as it meanders its way through the gorge here. And just behind me, we have made it to our next point of interest. We've made it to Walnut Flats that I mentioned earlier. And if you can imagine that giant ice dam breaking millions of years ago, all that water would have surged down this valley and this area would have just been totally wiped out. Hence why it's all flat. But those giant rocks and boulders would have just been thrown around here like nothing pretty much. But I was trying to find a decent place to take lunch and to turn around. I don't think we're going to go the other 2.1 down to Eckerd Bridge. I think we did a pretty good job today. Started a little late, it was my fault, but like I said, just gives us an excuse to come back up here. So I'm going to take a little lunch break and we're going to start heading back to the parking lot here. So all right, made it to Walnut Flats. Next time we'll have to try to make it to Eckerd Bridge. So all right, well, we got about 4 miles to go, so I figured now would be a good time to talk about the new year, 2024. What's on the agenda, what's planned, where's Maksim Outdoors gonna head? So 2024, believe it or not, is already pretty booked, and it's only February. So for one, Chris and I are planning quite a few backpacking trips. I think we have 4 planned as of right now. We're gonna be heading down to Dolly Sods, I think, with Ryan once again, hanging out with Mountains into Memories, as well as hiking with Ricky. We're going to be heading back up to the Allegheny National Forest here within the next couple weeks. And then we will also be doing the old loggers path in the summertime. So if there's any other YouTubers out there that might want to collaborate and do a backpacking trail with us here in the near future, be sure to reach out. The more the merrier. So other than backpacking trips, the state park series will continue to roll on. I plan to get up to Erie this year and do a couple of those parks up that way. And then finally, the biggest plan of the year is our wedding. So Sam and I have decided to go out to Utah. Everything's already booked, everything's already in motion, but I will be driving out and doing kind of like a vlog each and every day. And we'll be spending about 2 weeks in Utah and then 2 weeks in Colorado. So I hope to get a lot of hiking adventures captured and shared with you folks out there. So yeah, very busy year, and it's pretty much already booked already, and it's only February. And one other thing, if you haven't noticed already, I got a new backpack. Finally said goodbye to my old orange pack and upgraded to a Gossamer gear Mariposa, and I love it. It's very light, great for a day trip or a backpacking trip. So yeah, we're definitely gearing up. It's going to be a good year for backpacking and exploring in general. We're going to hit plenty of new state parks as well as national parks. So yeah, I'm just kind of rambling on right now since we got about 4 miles to go, but I'll probably see you back at the truck unless we see something of interest along the way here as I slosh on through the mud. All right. Well, decided to take a little breather, but figured I would inform you on what's going on. If you could see up ahead there, that's the trail sign that we seen a couple hours ago. So that sign says that we got 2 miles left to go until we get back to the Hell's Hollow parking lot. But just behind me, I wanted to show you this real quick. We're kind of on an unmarked trail here, but off to my right, this is Hell's Run, the little creek that we followed in part 1 and probably a little bit of part 2. And then off to the left, you can see Slippery Rock Creek, where we've been hiking for the last hour or so. But this is where the two converge, and Hell's Run eventually ends up in Slippery Rock Creek. So figured I'd show you that real quick, taking a little break. But yeah, 2 miles left to go until we get back to the parking lot. So awesome day. The rain has dissipated for now, but yeah, just gonna hang out here in this hemlock forest for a couple minutes and get rehydrated. All right, see you back on the trail. Alrighty, well, we made it back to this little confluence along Hell's Run, and I have to say, this might be my favorite spot that I ran into the entire day. I'm gonna walk up and check out that waterfall one more time, but I figured this would be a good place to wrap up the video. We got less than 2 miles left to go, and what a day. McConnells Mill, if you've never been here, check it out. Easily in the top 5 state parks in Pennsylvania for me. I'm sure you won't disagree, but here's another view of that little cascade we looked at earlier. If you're up for a challenge, come out and check out this Slippery Rock Gorge Trail. Absolutely awesome. Everything you could ask for: waterfalls, vistas, raging rivers, caves. You can go on and on. This trail really does have it all, and we didn't even do the whole thing. So yeah, signing out from McConnells Mill here. Glad we get to talk a little bit about the future of the channel. But yeah, I'll see you next week from an all-new location. So, Maksim Outdoors signing out.